What is up, guys? Welcome back to Dan's Reviews, and today we're going to be doing a really kind of weird video for me personally, because I'm not a person that really likes to talk about, relationships in, TV shows or anything, but I wanted to do this one, and this one, of course, based on the poster you guys probably see right here, we're going to do a Richonne video for you guys. Now, of course, this one was... I got a lot of comments of people saying, Dan, you should do a video on, the Richonne relationship, since they've been together for a little while now. And people want to hear my thoughts on what do I personally think about their relationship, and do I think they are a good match for each other as well. Just a quick video. Oh, and by the way, this poster here, I'm not going to be filming here permanently. It's just I wanted to put this in the background because, a Richonne video, so I think I might as well do that. So I do have a Rick and Michonne poster for I think... By the looks of their outfits and everything, and by the way they look, probably around season 3 or 4 type of picture. I think that's season 4. So that, wow, yeah, that was a while ago. But I am really loving Richonne in The Walking Dead. Now, of course, it's not the most exciting thing you want to see for a zombie TV show. You want to see the action. You want to see the villains like Negan, the Governor, Gareth, and some others. Well, Gareth was not really a big villain, but you know what I mean, right? And, you want to see the zombies. You want to see the character development. Well, this is kind of character development here. And, of course, this is a relationship. So we're talking about a actual romantic relationship currently in The Walking Dead. So I would personally say I think that these two are probably one of the best relationships in The Walking Dead. Now, of course, there's others. We've had Glenn and Maggie, which would personally, in my opinion, I think be just as good as Rick and Michonne. I actually would say that they're probably the runner-up. But I think these two are meant for each other. I do think so, because, of course, in the Walking Dead comic book series, I'm not going to really spoil too much, but there is a part in the comic book series where Rick hooks up with Andrea in the comic books. And, of course, in the TV show, she actually was with the Governor, and she got killed off, so they totally changed her character in the TV show, and I hated TV show Andrea. Comic Andrea didn't do any of that. Comic Andrea was actually with Dale earlier on, and then, of course, he got killed off, and then, of course, she went with Rick. So, for these two, Rick and Michonne, I mean, these two, they're at first, okay, so when they first meet each other in season 3, they're kind of enemies, because they, she kind of comes in, she's kind of sneaky, Rick kind of likes her, but he kind of knows that she's kind of dangerous, at least that's what he thinks. And then, of course, they find out that she's actually a good person. She's not going to hurt them. She wants to, she wants to fit in with the group. And, of course, she does. And then we see kind of that start to happen when we see the episode Clear, when her and Rick and Carl kind of start to bond. And I almost feel like that's the first episode we get the sense that they'd be a great couple, Rick and Michonne. In Clear, you really get that vibe, when they go out and they find Morgan. Before they find him, there's some great scenes and great bonding scenes between her and Carl. And yeah, because of course Laurie's not alive anymore. I would say Michonne kind of becomes Carl's replacement mom, really. In The Walking Dead, I would say so, definitely. She definitely does. And I think she would do anything for Carl at this point. I think she would, because of the fact she's with Rick. And even if she wasn't, I think she's grown so attached to Carl. And of course, he's young and he's, he knows how to defend himself. Carl can defend himself. But of course, if he was, had a near-death experience and he was going to die, I think Michonne would do anything. I think she would actually die for both Rick and Carl at this point. Now, of course, we also see that, of course, Rick and Michonne kind of in season 4. So then you move into season 4 with them. This is when you really know that has to happen eventually. Because, of course, after Michonne finds Rick and Carl, when Rick is at his weakest, right when, I almost said Dwight, when, he got beat up by the governor, if you guys remember that. All the scars on his face and everything. He was done. His leg was like done. Of course, he almost died. So it's he was like in a coma. So well, kind of, yeah. Without any of the doctors, you could still say that was actually a coma. Carl couldn't wake him up. So yeah. And I noticed, and I knew they were meant for each other when she was the first one that found Rick and Carl. I knew she was, and I love that part. So, of course, another part of this that I really like, that really gets me just kind of more into the idea of Rick and Michonne being in a relationship and Carl kind of being the kid, kind of, in the middle, is because, of course, she tells Carl about Andre. And, it's really crazy because she never told anybody. She never even told Rick. So her and Carl are like a mother and son. And I think that is just amazing. I love that. So then we, of course, also see her, Rick, and Daryl and Carl go to Terminus. And, of course, I would say those 4 characters right there are the 4 most safest characters. Maybe the one that would be the less safe would be Daryl, if I had to pick one, because Daryl isn't really part of the family. Like the Grimes family, if you know what I mean. He's obviously, it's Rick's family. He considers Rick's group as Rick's group is his family. He says that, but he said that I think in season 5. But Daryl isn't a son, for Rick, or, of course, a love interest, right? I know this is getting weird, but I'm just saying, Daryl is not, that kind of level, but he is like a brother to Rick, and I love that. So, of course, everybody jokes about the whole bromance between Rick and Daryl. I always find that so funny. But anyway, so we, of course, see Rick and Michonne. They're kind of at Alexandria, so this is kind of the next step for them. When they go to Alexandria, she's the one that makes Rick trust Aaron, and I love that. I think that was awesome, especially when Michonne's like, you ready to go, you ready to go in Alexandria and start a new life? And Rick kind of says, yeah, I am. And of course, later on, what happens with Rick and Michonne? They finally do get together after a little while, and I loved it. And ever since that happened, I've always loved Rick and Michonne's relationship in The Walking Dead. I've always loved it. I actually think Michonne is a better match than what Andrea is in the comic books. I like comic Rick and Andrea's relationship in the comics, but TV show Michonne and TV show Rick is an awesome match. I love it. So anyway, guys, that's my opinions on Michonne. A lot of people are Richonne. A lot of people want me to give my thoughts on it, so I'm going to give my thoughts on it now. Really great couple. Probably my favorite couple in The Walking Dead. So anyway, guys, that's my opinions on that. I'll see you guys for another video really soon. Peace.